When we left my parents' house that afternoon, we weren't chasing history. We were headed toward the Cabo Rojo lighthouse. The drive itself became part of the adventure. We wound through the Puerto Rican countryside talking about life, retirement, and what it would really be like to call this island home. Then the landscape changed. Pools of water stretched across the horizon, glowing shades of pink and deep red beneath the Caribbean sun. We slowed down just to take it all in. At the time, I thought they were simply beautiful. I had no idea we were looking at one of the oldest continuously operating industries in the Americas. Long before Europeans arrived, the Taíno people understood this place. As early as the 700s, they harvested salt here, using nothing more than sunlight, seawater, and patience. For them, salt wasn't just seasoning. It preserved food. It became a valuable trade commodity. It was survival. Then in 1508, Juan Ponce de Leon arrived in Puerto Rico. He immediately recognized the value of these salt flats. Within just a few years, the Spanish crown expanded commercial salt production here, turning Cabo Rojo into what is recognized as Puerto Rico's first industry. Think about that for a moment. This wasn't an industry born after the American Revolution. It wasn't born before Jamestown. It wasn't even born before Plymouth. People have been harvesting salt here for more than 5 centuries. The name Cabo Rojo means red cape. And those incredible colors aren't caused by dirt or clay. They're alive. Tiny algae called Dunaliella salina and microscopic brine shrimp thrive in the intensely salty water, producing massive amounts of beta-carotene that turns entire lagoons brilliant shades of crimson and pink. What looked almost unreal to us is actually one of nature's oldest works of art. Salt was once one of the most valuable resources on Earth. Before refrigeration, it preserved meat, fish, and food for long ocean voyages. Entire economies depended on it. Even the word salary traces its roots back to the Latin word salarium, reflecting salt's immense value in the ancient world. Today we still ask whether someone is worth their salt. That expression has survived long after most people forgot why. But wealth has always carried a human cost. For centuries, workers harvested salt beneath the relentless Caribbean sun. Local legend tells of an incredible fight in 1769 when workers from Cabo Rojo defended the salt flats from raiders using axes while their attackers threw stones. The battle became so legendary that the people of Cabo Rojo are still nicknamed Mere con hacha, the ones who kill with axes. Generations later, in 1939, those same salt flats became the center of another fight. Not with weapons, with workers demanding fair wages and better working conditions. The place that helped give rise to the very idea behind a salary became the setting for one of Puerto Rico's defining labor movements. It was a reminder that the people whose labor created prosperity deserved to share in it. Eventually, refrigeration changed everything. Salt was no longer the lifeline it had been for centuries. The industry faded from the spotlight, but something else began to emerge. Scientists realized these wetlands weren't just historically important. They were ecologically priceless. Today, the salt flats are protected as part of the Cabo Rojo National Wildlife Refuge, providing critical habitat for migratory birds traveling between North and South America. Salt is still harvested here today, just not on the scale it once was. Instead of financing an empire, these ancient flats now preserve something equally valuable: a landscape where history and nature continue to exist side by side. Sometimes the biggest discoveries happen between destinations. We set out that afternoon thinking the lighthouse would be the highlight of the drive. Instead, one of the things that stayed with me most wasn't the destination at all. It was the place we almost drove past. The Cabo Rojo Salt Flats reminded me that history doesn't always come with admission gates or famous landmarks. Sometimes it's quietly working, just as it has for more than 500 years, hidden in plain sight beside the road. Looking back now, I realize we didn't just pass through the salt flats. We passed through centuries of Puerto Rican history without even knowing it at the time. And maybe that's the lesson. The world is full of extraordinary stories hiding inside places that at first glance seem ordinary. All they need is someone willing to slow down and ask why the water is red.